Hi there, I'm Shem, and I'm a family life educator with Touch Parenting, a service of Touch integrated family group. Welcome to our third episode of Homefront, a web series aimed at helping you strengthen your family ties and to deal with the current parenting concerns and issues. Today's episode is in collaboration with the Media Literacy Council for the Better Internet campaign. We are so glad that you join us on this episode because we'll be sharing very useful and relevant tips for every member in the family. Today's episode is titled, It's Never Water Under the Bridge with the Internet. We are going to facilitate a session where we will get both parents and their children to talk about online presence, responsible sharing, and the lasting impact of social media use. In the last few years, we've seen numerous cases of irresponsible use of social media platforms, such as a local tertiary student sharing a post detailing his dreams about harming people online. This online action have real-world consequences. It affected their reputation, their family, and loved ones too. So in this episode, we hope to help you understand the online social media space, social media now and its impact on our future, building positive internet behavior, and how to better manage your online presence. Alright, so here we go. Let's begin with our first activity. I bet you didn't know. To start off, we'll be getting parent and child to share some memories with one another. Keep your sharing short and succinct. But if you have further questions about what was shared by your parent or child, talk more about it after the session. Take turns to answer these questions. For parents, what was the proudest moment that you experienced when you were at your child's age? The second question, what was the most embarrassing experience you went through when you were at your child's age? The third question, in both scenarios, who knew about it and who was involved in it? For children and youth, what is your proudest moment so far? The second question, what was the most embarrassing experience you went through thus far? And the last question, in both scenarios, who knew about it? Was it ever shared on an online platform? Awesome! I hope you have fun time with your children doing this and learning a little bit more about each other. Was there anything shared that surprised you, parents? Parents, as we parent our children and youth in today's context, one of the biggest differences is that they are way more connected socially as compared to when we were younger, where they have Instagram, we have physical photographs. They have WhatsApp and various instant messaging services. We have letters and postcards to connect with friends and loved ones. For the real tech early adopters, of course, we have Internet Relay Chats or IRC and ICQ. Parents, when you went through your proudest or most embarrassing moments during your teenage years, only your close friends, classmates, family members, and schoolmates knew about it. We were able to keep those cheesy and silly moments to ourselves and had the chance or the choice to share them with the closest among us. However, our children and youths are thrust into a world of social media, and if they choose to, their every word, thought, and deed can be shared with many. Have you ever wondered if what they share on these platforms are safe for them or even appropriate? Today, we hope to help parents better understand the online social media space, the positive, the concerns, the nuances, and what you need to take note of, together with your children. And to do that, I have a fellow colleague to share with us her thoughts and experiences with us. Let me welcome Miss Joanne Wong from Touch Cyber Wellness. Joanne, come on up.
Hi everyone. Hi Shem, thank you for having me.
Hi Joanne. Thanks for joining me today on this episode of Homefront. Before we start, maybe you can share a little bit about yourself and what you do at Touch Cyber Wellness.
Sure, I am the head of Touch Cyber Wellness. My main job scope is to bring cyber wellness, digital and media literacy education to children and youths. educators and social service practitioners. So today I know that we are sharing with families about how they can use social media well and understand its impact. So I really hope that my sharing can help all of you who are tuning in today.
Thanks for sharing, Joanne. Well, shall we proceed?
Sure.
Let's go. Well, we are sharing about key things to take note of regarding online social space. Joanne, can you share more a little bit with us?
The first thing is about privacy. So the immediate challenge of using social media platforms is the crucial task of managing privacy, or rather managing our expectations of having privacy. So social media platforms connect us to a wide network of people and communities to communicate and collaborate. As the connection is vast and far-reaching, it is almost impossible to expect that what you share will be kept within your desired community or group. Even with the ability to manage privacy settings, it is not entirely possible to keep a close watch on how your information and activities are kept away from strange prying eyes. So as long as you are on social media platforms, you are a public figure, and that is a very huge responsibility.
I see. So what you are saying is that even with all the privacy settings and being careful with who you connect with on social media platform or accept as friends and followers, there is no telling how exposed we are once we are on social media. There's nothing that can effectively control how your information and content that you curate or create are shared. Your friends and followers may just do a screenshot and share it with a wider audience.
Yeah, that is correct.
Parents, it is worthwhile to find out about how well connected your children are online. If you are watching this with your children, do take note in the next few moments to have a discussion about privacy on social media with them using the following prompters. Number 1, how many friends and followers do you have? Number 2, do you know all of them personally? Have you ever met them in person before? Number 3, do you trust all of them to share the details of your personal life? And number 4, how do you manage your privacy if you don't completely trust these friends and followers?
So to the children tuning in, one of the best ways to keep yourself safe online is to stay accountable to your parents on matters such as this. So it may be a bit awkward, you have never shared your online activities with your parents before, but it will get better as we go along. So we hope you will have a fruitful discussion.
The second point for parents to consider and share with their children and youth is about developing a positive online presence. Joanne, can you share with us more about this point?
As all of us spend more time on social media platforms, it is important to consider how we participate and interact with others. Since it is such a public online space, what we say and do, how we respond and behave has implications on us, sometimes beyond our own expectations. So there have been so many incidents over the last few years that show us how inappropriate online actions, whether intentional or not, can have huge consequences for us.
Indeed, that is true. For example, a recent article about 2 teens who were given probation over a supermarket drink sampling incident during this COVID-19 outbreak. These are some negative examples that we highlighted. As social media users, it is inevitable that we find ourselves consuming, curating, and creating more content as these platforms become a common feature in our daily lives. Thus, it is important that we are conscious in making sure our online presence, through the way we consume, curate, and create, is positive, encouraging, and respectful. Parents, you can still guide their use of social media platforms and build safe boundaries, especially for children who are just starting their social media use.
That is right. So it is good to start having these conversations early with your children. How can you build a positive social media presence? Parents, you can do a lot of good by engaging your children and youth, hearing their thoughts and discussing with them as they go along.
But how do you think parents can start? What can they do? Any ideas, Joanne?
Well, here are some simple tips to build positive internet behavior with your children. The first is to encourage your children to post positively. While there may be differing opinions and thoughts, it is always important to be respectful in presenting your thoughts online. Constructing an online post in a video or text format that represents your intentions accurately can be challenging. So think critically. Focus on the issue that you want to address, not the person or group of people you are disagreeing with. And remember to be factual.
The second point is highlight the importance of respecting the privacy of people. Parents, you may get your children to think about how it would feel to have their personal details and pictures being shared on a public platform. I'm sure they wouldn't like it. Thus, it is important to be mindful about the intended or unintended harm that might be caused by their online actions. Don't publicly shame others and think before you share.
You're right, Shem. The third point that we would like to focus on is exercise empathy. So be gracious and kind, be it online and offline. Our online actions can have real-life consequences and effects. If you're interested to learn more, you may refer to the Media Literacy Council's resources at www.betterinternet.sg.
Well, Joanne, I think we need to work together to build a kinder and safer online space for everyone, especially for our children. I think it is so important that parents have a more open conversation about how social media can be used and their online actions have consequences. It is a great platform to share about yourself, your lives, and of course your thoughts. However, we must be mindful that although we can post and share anything we want online, the digital world and the real world are one and the same. All online behavior can and have real-life consequences.
Indeed. But I'm sure all of you, especially the parents, are wondering what are the immediate practical steps that you can take to better manage your online presence better, especially your digital footprints. Now, digital footprints are a record of all traces of your online activity, what you create, post, and share. Now, each time you post something online, search for something or accept cookies from a website, you are creating a digital trail of information.
So what can we do about it, Joanne?
Well, here are some simple and practical tips and reminders. The first one being manage your social media privacy and security settings well. Check if the necessary settings are in place, like who can view or share your posts. The second one being be careful about oversharing. Sharing is caring, but oversharing your own personal information and life can work against you. And the last but not least, always think before you post.
Those 3 pointers were very useful, Joanne. Thank you so much for sharing them with us. Well, parents, we have almost come to the end of this episode. We hope that you have enjoyed the time together with us and more importantly, that you have learned something together as a family. Alright, this is it. We've come to the end of our 3rd episode of Homefront. This series is done in collaboration with Media Literacy Council for the Better Internet campaign. For more information about the Media Literacy Council's Better Internet campaign, as well as other relevant resources, do check out their website and Facebook for more information. We will be putting the links to this site in the section below. Once again, I'm Shem.
And I'm Joanne, and we are from Touch Integrated Family Group. Till next time.